Welcome to the Pop-Off with Gene FitzMagic and friends. Your daily sports and entertainment radio show, live all over the world. You're going to want to hear what these guys have to say. With their hot takes, recaps, previews, and predictions, sometimes these guys might get along, but most times, they won't. So see what happens when these guys pop off about the world of sports and entertainment.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pop-Off Show. It is April 11th. This is our 7th episode. With me today, we have Katrina Johnson. What's up? Matt Hamilton. What's up? And Donnie Lewis. What's up?
What's up?
How we doing today, guys?
Just peachy.
Just peachy. We all came in. I'm a little under the weather yesterday as well, or today as well as yesterday. So I'm going to try to battle through it. I'm going to cry baby about it a little bit though. Okay.
You're playing hurt.
I'm playing hurt. Definitely. So when my contract comes up, hopefully there'll be a little extra couple of bucks in there for me. Now, you know what? I'm feeling a little under the weather. But how was everybody's Easter? What did you guys all do? Anything good?
I went to Hawaii.
On a whim. I went to Hawaii.
I mean, so that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, that's a good Easter. Where you at?
I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. Visiting my brother and his kids, and so they got up and went to church in the morning with the mom, and then we got back and did Easter egg hunts and that kind of stuff. And then I just kind of drank whiskey. So it was great.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Very similar here. We went to Palm Springs. The family were there the whole week, but I was working during the weekend and doing the weekends. But yeah, Easter egg hunts, and then you swap whiskey for gin. That was me.
There you go. I basically watched Quantumania and slept. That's pretty much what I did.
You could have slept through Quantumania. It would have been the same thing.
As it turns out, I very much could have. It was. Could you imagine watching that movie on acid or something? Like that movie was a trip, man, with all like the stuff in the quantum realm. But not bad. Not bad. But guys, you know what? We're gonna talk a little Hollywood. We're not gonna start with sports. We'll start with a little Hollywood. You know, there's a lot of Hollywood comebacks that have kind of piqued our interest lately. One of the biggest ones, Robert Downey Jr. But like as we talk about it, who are some of the guys? You know, John Wick to me is one of the ones that really brought Keanu Reeves, who was kind of starting to have that little downturn a little bit, and really brought him back. And each one has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and better and better and better. Who's your guy? If you can think of a couple off the top of your head, who is your guys that you think these are the ones to look out for, as far as these are the ones that with the comeback that we're glad are back?
Winona Ryder.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. If only for her completely fucking bugged out performance on stage after they won like the whatever it was. That was incredible. Like she was on whatever she was on, she needs to share it. That was good.
I'm waiting for it to hit the big screen now. There's got to be some big screen stuff for it too. I got to imagine, right?
Has to be.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, she's gonna have whatever opportunities.
We got 1 year left of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
She needs a bodyguard so that she doesn't get caught sticky fingering anything ever again.
Yeah, that was a problem, and that might have led to why she needed to come back in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, glad to see her back. You know what? I'm gonna bring some old ones up. Let me know you guys think this, because a lot of people forget. They always think of these the old stars as they never had downtimes. But we all know about the Sinatra comeback, right? Like Sinatra fell off for a little bit. If no one remembers, it was From Here to Eternity that brought him back. He got to a point where he didn't have a hit record for a little while. He wasn't in any films, and then From Here to Eternity, he got that role, which famously is kind of not like talked about in The Godfather. If everybody remembers The Godfather, the scene with Fontaine where he gets the role in the big picture that he needed to get a role in. That's from the horse's head and stuff. That was supposedly what the quote unquote what the experts say was the scene that got us. That was a scene that basically depicted the Frank Sinatra issue with From Here to Eternity. Has anybody ever seen From Here to Eternity? Come on, you guys have seen it, no?
No.
You guys have never seen From Here to Eternity? It's a classic. Matthew, you're a trained actor. You should have definitely seen this movie.
Yeah, well, I'm not very well trained.
Apparently. Who's your guy?
Okay, fine. I'll put it on the list. God damn it.
It's got to be on the list. In fact, I want to test you by next week. Dom, who do you got? Who's one of your guys?
I was super happy to see Brendan Fraser. back in the limelight.
One of the latest guys that make a comeback story.
Yeah. I love the Mummy movies. I particularly love the scores, but he's always been awesome, and everything he's been through, I'm stoked for him. It's awesome.
You know, I also love the Katharine Hepburn, another old one. We'll talk about Katharine Hepburn, Philadelphia Story, 1940. She went through a rough time and came back with her career on the Philadelphia Story. Katrina right now is looking at me lost. She's like, who are these people that are like 100 years old that we're talking about right now? But they're the comeback stories before there was TMZ and before there was all these other reasons to actually have a big deal about a comeback. These are like the originals. Even Marlon Brando was a comeback story. Godfather was a comeback story for Marlon Brando. He hadn't done anything for a little bit. As a matter of fact, Francis Ford Coppola really had to like argue with the producers to be able to get Marlon Brando in that role. I don't know if you guys knew that. So he's another one that's like one of the old guards of that had a trouble getting work. But I feel like
he was batshit crazy. That's why
he was. He was fair point. What about John Travolta in Pulp Fiction? No, not for you.
Yeah, great.
That's a good one.
I didn't know he ever fell off.
Yeah.
He kind of did. Like I think Pulp Fiction was what kind of brought. Because then what did he do before Pulp Fiction?
All right.
What?
He did a couple movies that kind of.
He did the one where
it was like, look who's talking.
Yeah, I mean,
1, 2, 3.
Thank you. That's you previously proved my case, and he did the other one too with what was the one where he had the I think he had a brain tumor and he got really smart all of a sudden. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like he read the book and could like learn languages.
No, exactly. Okay, fine, you win.
So there you go. Pulp Fiction is his comeback.
What a Scientology movie, Gene, where he reads the book and he gets super smart all of a sudden.
It very well might have now. When you think about it.
Well, they couldn't get Pulp Fiction off the ground with Travolta. It took getting Bruce Willis to.
Really, I didn't know that story. So
they originally had Travolta and they had Sam Jackson, who at the time Sam hadn't obviously he was more of a bit player and a bunch of stuff, but Tarantino just actually kind of told the story recently, and it wasn't until Bruce Willis signed on that they were allowed to. They
Phenomenon. There it is.
So Travolta's name couldn't. They did not want him. Phenomenon was after Pulp Fiction.
Was it after Pulp Fiction? That was part. See, that movie sucked in a little bit. I don't remember liking it. I think I remember being so super depressing. Like it was like.
I don't remember liking it.
Yeah, I remember. So all right, but that was like
it. It's not a hit.
It's a wrap. What about Michael Keaton and Birdman?
I love the Keaton. I'm so happy he's coming back as Batman too.
Yeah.
I guess, but that was a self-imposed. But he just kind of stopped doing movies for himself. It wasn't like. I feel like he could have come back at any moment during that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like who needs to make a comeback, and he kind of stopped doing. There you go, we got you back. You know who also needs to make a comeback, and he did it for the same reason. He kind of stopped making movies on his own. Here's who we need. We need some more Rick Moranis on the big screen. Do we not need Rick Moranis?
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Rick Moranis was like in the 80s. He was about as funny as it gets in the 80s. Was he not?
That Michael McDonald sketch on SCTV. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that, but I remember.
Oh my god, it's the best. It's my favorite thing.
What is it?
It's this Michael McDonald sketch where Michael McDonald in the 80s was a BVs for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this Christopher Cross song, and he's like driving to get to the studio, and like he runs in and gets to the BVs part, and then he keeps walking out, and then he has to run back in to do the next bit. It's like, I'm not doing it justice, but explaining it. You got to watch it. It's so funny.
All right, well, Katrina, who's someone that you think needs a breakout, needs a comeback role? Who do you have on your list? But you don't want to shout anybody out that they need a comeback role.
Well, I don't know. I have to think about that one.
What about you, Matt?
Well, I mean, the one I would want is impossible because it's Bruce Willis.
Yeah,
but that's not going to happen, unfortunately. Yeah. Who's down and out that needs? I mean, Armie Hammer probably doesn't need to come back.
I think he's self-imposed himself to be.
Although Weinstein's out of the way, so there is an opening in Hollywood.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
Sexual assaulting career.
Yeah, it's a good point. In fact, we actually have
who's down and out right now that needs to come back? We should bring somebody back. Who we bringing back?
Oh,
I mean, if I ever made it, comeback, but
well, let me ask you a question. I know when looking in this here, there's a lot of people saying that Johnny Depp needs a comeback. Does he need a comeback though? I feel like he never really left. He just had other things he was doing. Katrina, what do you think? I mean,
comeback in good movies.
No, I think he kind of turned into his pirate character.
He definitely is.
Watching him on the stand, I was like, I don't really see a difference.
But do you think he needs a comeback role? Like his next role, would it be considered a comeback for him in your mind?
I don't think so. Because I don't, in my mind, he hasn't left yet.
Agreed. Matt, what do you think?
He could pick and choose if he wanted to.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's been doing stuff that has the problem with him is he doesn't have a very good reputation in terms of on-set decor, I guess. He shows up late all the time.
Yeah.
But when you're a huge star who can pull in a lot of money, they put up with that. He was shooting a movie in Vancouver. It was the 4th or 5th Pirates one. They had a AD just wait outside of his house he was staying. And the moment they saw the bedroom light turn on is when they said, okay, we have an hour to get ready to shoot. So he's not a morning person. But
That's pretty smart, though. They had it dialed in.
That's because of all those super big. What was it? The super big glass of wine.
Mega pint.
This is all the mega pints.
But I didn't. Like he hasn't like his name doesn't really mean. I think a comeback would be like a big movie or a good performance because he's kind of been phoning in a lot of shit the last.
Fair enough. I feel like what was his last good movie? Maybe Black Mass.
Yeah, in terms of like an actual like performance that's interesting.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah.
He did that Biggie.
That was the one
movie. That's the City of Lies, which was meh.
Yeah, Black Mass was the one about the who's the
Whitey Bulger.
Whitey Bulger. Yeah, that's it.
Who I used to live below, by the way.
Get out of town. Now when
he got caught, I lived in that apartment block.
Get out of town. He was on the run for like 30 years, man.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I didn't.
You didn't phone him in?
No.
Guys, it was not Dom.
He had like all that shit's scary, man. All that shit in his apartment. I was like all the guns and money literally upstairs.
That's nuts.
Why weren't you invited?
I know, right?
Yeah. So
I got one for you. How about this? Chaz Palminteri from A Bronx Tale.
Oh yeah. That's a good one. When's the last thing he's done? Is he like retired?
I think he just moved. He was doing a one-man show of A Bronx Tale in New York at one point, where it was like him just telling the story himself.
Right.
He did that for a while. I think he's doing more just Broadway stuff now. I know he cameos on he cameoed on Modern Family for a few times as one of the friends of Ed O'Neill's character.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, but other than that, yeah, I don't think there's much for him. But you know what? We're gonna come out of this segment. We're gonna do a short commercial break. And when we come back, we will talk about some of the playing games. We got the NBA playing games. We'll talk a little NBA business. All right, guys?
All right.
Come on.
Happiness is addictive. Passionate about spreading laughter and creating smiles worldwide. Happiness is addictive brings our global community together through humor, optimism, cheer, hopefulness, and merriment. Happiness is addictive. Happiness is addictive.
Craving your favorite theme park treats? Right from the comfort of your home? Introducing MainStreetTreat.com. We bring your favorite treats right to your doorstep. Visit MainStreetTreat.com today and go ahead, treat yourself.
Looking to book a vacation? Try your fairy tale vacation with Neil's Shoe Cart. You can email him at Neil. It's Neil at yourfairytalevacation.com. You can find him on Instagram, Disney Universal Travel Planner, or you can call him up on his cell phone, 713-817-5934. 100% of his quotes are free. 100% of his travel planning is all free. He does a great job of booking wherever you want to go as far as these trips, especially in Disney World, Disneyland, Orlando, Universal Orlando, Universal Hollywood. Even those big cruise boats, Disney Cruise Line, Royal Caribbean, Holland America, Norwegian Cruise Line, and even Princess Cruise Line. So make sure you give Neil a call, 713-817-5934 at your fairy tale vacation, and get your free quote today. All right, guys, we're gonna switch up gears into the NBA. We are out of the regular season. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about with the NBA, including the Dallas Mavericks fiasco. But let's talk about some of these play-in games. Up first, let's talk a little Atlanta, Miami. Now, this isn't the Clippers, so hopefully Dom won't be too bored. It's not his Clippers, but Atlanta, Miami. What are we expecting from this game, man? Are we first? Let's start with Dom. Who do you got coming out of this game to start with, and then let's talk about what we can expect.
I mean, I hope Miami. I always want to see Jimmy Butler in the playoffs, so I would hope that's the case. I don't know. The Hawks are kind of annoying and. They just get into you and they can upset things. So I think it's going to be a good game. I'm not that well versed in the East, but I hope Miami comes out of it because I think they can cause troubles down the line. Whereas I think if Atlanta get through this one, then if they get into the playoffs, they're not going to do much damage.
I agree. Other than Trae Young, who's fun to watch, there's nobody there that makes me say, "Oh, I got to catch the Atlanta game." Like Trae Young, don't get me wrong, I love watching Trae Young. But there's really nobody else there that makes me say I got to watch the Atlanta game. But you look at Miami. Who doesn't want to watch? Like you said, Jimmy Buckets. Tyler Hero is fun to watch over there. They definitely got some star players. Bam is over there.
Yeah.
So what's your take on it, Matt?
I think the Heat win. The Hawks are. I just don't think. I think they're in a world of trouble with Trae Young. To be honest with you,
why you say?
Because he's a horrible defender. It doesn't seem like his teammates like him or like playing with him. He doesn't get along with coaches. And he can shoot he's a good 3-point shooter. Most of the time. But
he's good. He can pass the ball pretty well too when he does. He doesn't pass often, but when he does pass,
he's a super talented guy. I just don't think he can win if that's your best player.
Because he can't be a Batman. He's got to be at minimum, maybe not even a Robin. I feel like he's a better third piece on a team.
But I think the Heat, they're better coached. Eric Spoelstra is, arguably the best coach in the last kind of 10, 15 years in basketball. And they got, Bam is a menace on both ends. And Jimmy Buckets likes his nickname and loves to be considered a playoff guy. So I think he's going to go. And who knows what you're going to get out of Kyle Lowry, who is out of shape and always seems to be hurt. But, I just think, I don't want to hear about this Heat culture shit if they win. It's like, the coast in the regular season and now, the Heat culture where this is how we do it. But I think that's what it's going to be. I'm going to Heat.
Katrina, who do you got coming out of this game?
Definitely the Miami Heat.
Now, why is that? Because it's more of a fun city than Atlanta?
It's definitely more of a fun city. That's hands down. Also, playoff games there are awesome. But just they have a better looking team. As in physically.
That always helps, I guess, right? For the referees.
I want to watch. I don't know what you guys are watching.
That was going to be my next point, actually. So thank you.
Thank you. Exactly.
So we got a 4.5 point spread. Miami's favored. Would you take Miami with the 4.5 point spread?
Yes.
You think so? You don't even think it's gonna be close then? You think it's gonna be?
I'm just gonna lock it in. Nah, I think it's gonna be a 10-point win.
Really, Dom?
Yeah. I know fucking nothing, but.
I wouldn't argue with that. I hope it's not. I hope it's more interesting than that. But
I could see this being like one of those kind of like a ho-hum game, low scoring though. Maybe 88, 82 kind of a games. I don't know. I just something that this game to me. That's how I feel about this game. To me, I feel like the rest of the games. Listen. Miami's just a better team, right? They're just a better team. They're more suited for the playoffs. Whether you like to say that culture or not, that is something that has existed for a little bit. I think that to me, it's going to be a boring game. I think this is going to be one of those boring games. Again, after Trae Young, there's really nothing else on Atlanta to look forward to. But let's switch gears over to Chicago-Toronto. I think that's the game that's going to, that's going to be a lot more exciting. You got some players. You got DeRozan that used to be a Toronto Raptor. Now he's a Chicago Bull. You got Zach LaVine over there. Toronto's always seems like that they're so well coached that they're always going to have a chance. Dom, what do you think?
It's tough because the Bulls should be so much better than they are. They've got the pieces to do it, and Zach will go for 30, but they still lose. It's like it must be really frustrating for Chicago fans because they should be really good, but they just don't click. I don't particularly feel that DeRozan's that clutch. His mid range is great, but I'm glad he's not on the Clippers. Down the stretch, I don't think he has it. So I mean,
wasn't he almost a Clipper too? Wasn't he almost a Clipper at one point?
I think they would.
He's from the area, so I thought there was a. Was it LA? Was it Lakers that he was looking at going to?
I think it was. I don't know. I don't remember that storyline. We were looking at Kyle Lowry for a bit.
I think you got to dodge that bullet. That guy is overrated and overpaid, man. You don't want him. You'd rather Westbrook, I'm sure.
Because of that whole Toronto run when they won, and he played really well with Kawhi, so that's why they were looking at it. But I mean, I think I'd still pick Chicago to come out of this.
Now, do we expect any of these two teams to get past that first round, whether it be Miami or Toronto or Chicago? Sorry.
I thought at the beginning, I'm a Raptors fan, but I thought at the beginning of the year, I loved the Raptors. Their athleticism, their a lot of long wings who are athletic. I said that twice, athleticism, athletic. But
super athletic.
I think we're all a little off today. I'm shot too, so don't even worry about it. I didn't catch it.
It just didn't work. And Van Vliet has been fucking awful this year.
Yeah.
He's still a good player.
Such a shame. He's so good.
His 3-point shooting this year has been awful, but he can turn it on. All of a sudden he'll get 39 one game. You're like, oh, there he is. OG's been hurt a lot of the year. Siakam's been awesome. Getting Jakob Poeltl was huge because they were pretty small up front with Precious and
Scotty Barnes.
But yeah, so I like the Raptors. Chicago's like an awkward mix. Levine always seems like he gets a little too hero ball-y. He's super talented, but if he's going for 25 or 30 shots, they usually lose. Well,
that's the thing is he's a high volume shooter, so he's not he puts up a lot of points, but he also takes a lot of shots, right? He kind of reminds me of the old how Carmelo Anthony would play. Yeah, he'd score 60 points, but he also took 60 shots. He kind of has that a little bit in him. Exciting to watch. He makes plays, but he's not going to be that efficient shooting wise. I feel like whenever I catch him, he's not. But you got Toronto coming out of this game?
I'm going to say yes just because I'm going to say yes.
Now because you're a Toronto fan, though?
Yeah. But it would be very fitting for DeRozan to come in and play a clutch playoff playoff-like game and end their season. Because that was always the knock on him. He was never, come playoff time, very good.
Yeah.
And I always liked DeRozan too. But you know what? I'm gonna go Raptors. I just Scotty Barnes is kind of a bit of a step back this year, but he's shooting wise, but he's still a good player, moves the ball well, good defender. And if Gary Trent can be on, and if Van Vliet doesn't go 2 for 15 from beyond the arc, they could be all right. So I'm gonna go Raptors.
Toronto. That's the one thing Toronto does have. They have a lot of good role players on that team. They might not have any. They don't have any 10s, but they got a lot of 6s and 7s. You know what I mean? They got a lot of Scotty Barnes is fun to watch. He's good. They don't got anyone that's gonna basically take over a game like Kawhi used to be able to do for you guys. You don't have that Kawhi Leonard, but you got a bunch of other guys that are all solid.
Siakam's almost there. He's not there.
I'll tell you what. If he's playing in another city his whole career, he's probably a little bit more. He's probably regarded higher. I think one of the reasons why when Kawhi played for Toronto, what's that?
I think he was third team All-NBA last year. Siakam was.
So that's what I'm saying. I think the reason why we looked at Kawhi being as good as he was in Toronto is because he already was a star. He went there as a star. I think if he would have started his career in Toronto as good as he was, we wouldn't have held him in the same regards, I don't think. Just because Toronto is fair or unfair, never really regarded as like one of those top echelon teams in the league, even when they really, I mean, they won the title that year, and I think still people kind of don't give them the respect due. But I'll tell you what, the fan base, I know I probably need two hands to count the amount of Toronto Raptors fans I know. I know a ton of you guys up there in Canada, and you have it's like they get the whole country rooting for them. It's like the whole country is where in New York, in the United States, it's basically your city is your market. In Canada, it's like everybody that's Canadian roots for the Toronto Raptors. Although I'll tell you what, your buddy is not a Raptor fan, Brandon J. McLaren. He grew up a Vancouver Grizzly fan, so he hates the Raptors. I remember having this conversation.
Yeah, that's right.
So and he'll be actually joining us, I believe, in May. So we rescheduled that interview. So it'll be, I think, the second Tuesday in May. We'll actually have him in to discuss Snowfall. But yeah, so I got to be honest. I think I'm going to take this is to me. This is a tough game. Toronto's favored by 5. I don't know if I don't think they cover the 5, but I could see them still winning. I could see it being like, like a 1-0, 105, 102 kind of a game. Katrina, which is the home.
Raptors are good at home.
They are good at home. That's what I'm saying. Raptors are solid, man. The Raptors are solid. Katrina, which is the funner city?
Oh, definitely Toronto. But
I was gonna say,
I would say that I am pulling for Chicago because they're a little more violent, and Canadians are super nice even if they lose. So,
see, Matt, you guys are super nice. The first thing Matt ever said to me was "F me." He said he told me to go F myself. The first words ever out of Matt our first time we ever met. He says, "Go F yourself."
Wrong, and he probably said,
"One thing I like about you Canadians is you're always nice." I was like, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah, that was our first introduction.
Right there.
Have you ever been to jail? Because I have in Canada, and let me tell you, it not only is it really nice, they feel sorry for you, and they give you snacks. Really,
they give you snacks. What kind of good snacks though?
Like candy, nuts, popcorn, whatever you want. You don't want water? They'll go get you a soda. They're really nice.
So you're saying if you don't have any place nice to stay, they have a movie theater?
It sounds like that was a movie theater.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Right. It was really nice.
So you're saying if I go to Canada, I don't really have a place to stay, a nice place to stay, just get myself in trouble for the night, and then I'll be taken care of.
You'll be fine. They're so nice.
Okay. All right. What about so who do you got? You take it Chicago. I think I'm going to take Toronto, but I'm going to take Chicago on the spread. I don't think they're going to cover the 5. I'm going to take them. I think it's going to be like a 2-3 point game. I think it'll be close. I think maybe even an overtime game. But I do think Toronto ends up edging it out. But let's take over to the West. Minnesota Lakers. There we go.
What a shit show the T-Wolves are.
Such a shame.
And they have a young budding star over there with Anthony Edwards. Is he not like one of the hottest guys in the game really to watch right now? Not hot how Katrina would say he's hot, but like how I would.
Yeah, definitely not.
But let's start over you, Matt. Who do you got coming out of this game, man?
Well, the Wolves have been playing actually pretty well, but this whole Rudy Gobert
it's a nightmare over there.
Well, because he's out, right? He got suspended for that game.
Yeah, I think he's out. Yeah.
Danny McDaniels punched the wall and broke his hand, so he's out.
Yeah, he's out. He's out. He's done for the season.
That's not good. Also, God, does that trade look even worse now? Which is almost impossible. Like Walker Kessler looks like an effective player. They traded Vanderbilt, who's now on the Lakers, but God, that trade looks bad. It would be something if they won without it. But I mean, I think the world wants to see LeBron and the Lakers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And
we do.
Yeah. This kind of comes down to and AD just always seems like he's about to be hurt. Always.
He is always about to be hurt. That's his thing. He's always about to be hurt.
Yeah, and he's played 2 months now. And I think it's very rare that he's ever done 3 months straight.
He's due for an injury. He's due.
Yeah.
I
don't want anyone to get hurt, but
but if there was
the record shows.
I think the Lakers are going to win. Like they did a great job getting rid of Westbrook and they improved their team a lot. They're a much better shooting team. And if LeBron can be healthy, and if D'Angelo Russell's been pretty good for them.
Yeah, he's been really good with that comeback.
Yeah, defensively he's not, great, but
who's really? But nowadays, who's great defensively nowadays? Anyway, I mean, nobody wants to play defense. Number one, and number two, the rules in the rules in the league make it harder to play defense anyway. So
Drew Holiday is
a menace defensively. True,
he's a problem.
But I'm sorry.
I think I'm going Lakers. I think the Lakers are going to win. What's the line? What's the spread?
Spread is 8.5 Lakers. So it's a deep spread, and it's probably I would say it's probably a good 3 or 4 points of that is because of the incident that just recently happened in Minnesota. Yeah. But yeah, I can be honest. I think the Lakers win this thing walking away. I don't think this is this is what LeBron's here for, right? Like LeBron doesn't care about 1 through 82. He's worried about this. He'll play enough to get him into the postseason, into the tournament. But he's not really. Let's face it. He just wants to get it out of the 182. Went to 82 and get into the postseason. Dominic, what about you over there? It's not your team, but it's your crosstown rival. What do you got going on over there?
I don't like it, but they're gonna win. I mean, without Gobert and McDaniels, I mean, it's done. I think, which I'm not surprised by. Gobert is such a dick. Like he's always causing problems. I'll remember that like when COVID was going on, and he was like touching all the mics and stuff, and then he like gave everybody COVID. Such a dick. So yeah, I think unfortunately, if AD can play, if he doesn't get all Mr. Glass, either mentally or physically, the Lakers look good, man. When you got Bron on your team,
yes,
they're tough. Now they've got perimeter shooting, the defense everything is up since they made those trades. So you know, I don't see my Clips getting through the first round, but you know, we'd only see the Lakers in the conference finals. So they're scary. If they're on, they're gonna be scary.
That Austin Reeves kid is good, man. He's a baller.
You know, we're gonna pause right there. I was speaking to our first guest, and he's having an issue with the link. So we're gonna take a short commercial break, and I'm gonna get him resend the links. I think he has the wrong link. So Pat, let's take a quick commercial break, and I will set this up.
Craving your favorite theme park treats right from the comfort of your home? Introducing MainStreetTreat.com. We bring your favorite treats right to your doorstep. Visit MainStreetTreat.com today and go ahead, treat yourself.
Happiness is addictive. Passionate about spreading laughter and creating smiles worldwide. Happiness is addictive. Brings our global community together through humor, optimism, cheer, hopefulness, and merriment. Happiness is addictive. Happiness is addictive.
All right, I don't know what. There we go. I don't know what's going on with his link, so we'll have to hold off a little bit. So we'll just continue our talk. He has it. It's for his reason he's having the internet issue. So we'll see. So all right. So back to our Toronto Chicago talk. Oh no, we're talking about Minnesota Lakers.
Yeah. And the Lakers are going to win, I say, by 3, 119 to 116 Lakers.
So you got a close game. You actually have Minnesota sticking in there. See, I got it the other way around, man. I think it's going to be far. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be like a good 25-point Laker win. I'm looking at like 125, like 102, something like that. I think it's going to be Lakers running away.
Well, my MGM betting app tells me that it's going to be closer than that.
Well, MGM would know better than me. Listen. I think.
I'll let you know.
I think with all the pieces that the Lakers added at the trade deadline, I think it makes them too dangerous. I think Minnesota is going through too much turmoil right now, and I think even without the turmoil, they couldn't beat the Lakers in this situation here. I mean, Matt, agree or disagree? Even without the turmoil, is it enough to beat the Lakers?
No. I think Lakers are going to win.
Even without like all the issues, right? So
yeah, I mean, Gobert doesn't really fit on that team. It's an awkward. And what are they going to do? Trade Gobert? Like, who's going to sign up for that? They're going to take a big L on that. Yeah, I think Lakers are going to win. I think it's going to be like 10 points.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don, what about you?
I don't know. I mean, that's what it should be, and I'm not worried about Bron. Bron takes care of Bron, and he's built for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering whether the rest of the locker room also think this, and maybe it takes them a couple of quarters to get going, and so it'll be closer. That's the only way I think it's going to be close, if they start slow and they got to play catch up. Maybe Minnesota get hot freakishly, because it can happen. This is what I'm hoping for. I don't think this is going to happen, but this is what I'm hoping for. The Wolves get hot from three and they make it a game, because I think that's the only way it is going to be a game.
I agree. I guess, but I'm going to give you a little. I'm going to give you my little prediction. I think guys, I can't talk today. I'm like my brain is so fried from being sick. I got LeBron doing a 30-point triple-double. I think he's going to hit 30. I think he's going to go for a triple-double tonight. I'm going to put that on my name today. And I think Anthony Davis 25 and 15. If they could do those two things, they're winning by 30 points tonight.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, Minnesota's got a couple of players, but I mean, Minnesota can't keep up. Right now, especially with everything going on, they lost some of their key players. They lost Gobert. They lost, Jaden.
Who's their backup center?
I'm not even sure. Who would be there? Who would be considered their backup? I mean, that's part of the problem, right?
I mean, if you don't have someone that can at least make it difficult for AD, that's game over.
And that's what I'm saying. Anthony Davis is like, I think he easily puts up 25 points. I think 25 and 15 is a fair assessment. It's not even like that's not even like a big stretch, because he's not even going against a top flight center.
Well, that's why. I mean, I don't like Gobert, and I think he's hugely overrated. But just his size and length,
and defensively, he's good defensively.
Yeah, he'd give AD trouble, but that's not even. It's a movie.
It's not even. It's exactly.
He's out because he's a dick.
Pretty much. He was back even in Utah. Remember, he had the COVID thing. He was wiping COVID on everyone. So he's always been an issue. But all right. So you know what? Our guest is in. Let's switch over to our guest, Chef D. Hey, my man, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, my guy? How's it going?
Pretty good. We got the new show. It's only our second weekend, and glad to have you here. And I know you got all the sauces, and you got is the lemonade out yet?
It's not out. I haven't manufactured it yet, but I've done the formula. So
basically at this point we're just waiting for the manufacturing stuff.
Yeah, whenever I'm ready to release it, I'm gonna put it to the world. You know how it goes.
All right, cool. So what do we got going on, man? Tell us what's been up. It's been a minute since we spoke.
It's been a minute, man. A lot of things going on right now, and I'm getting up for Coachella. Going down there to do the first weekend for a talent and knock that out the park. Get back. Got some other cool, interesting things going. I'm in the process of building the show. What it look like, I don't know, but in the process of that, and pushing sauce, man, cooking food.
Are we still gonna be doing better than your mamas?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely work with that, but right now I'm not sure what the direction is, but I'm working with some top production companies right now to put a plan together.
Nice. So for whoever doesn't know, because it's a little bit of a new audience, tell them a little bit about the concept you had, at least for Better Than Your Mama series that you guys had.
So pretty much I put a show together where different influencers and celebrities come onto the show, and they have these dishes that they're inspired by that their mother used to make for them. So they come in, they talk their smack, I talk my smack, I put a 1-2 punch on it, and I knock it out the park.
Can you beat Bobby Flay?
I don't know, man. Bobby Flay, he's interesting.
He's a
why not? It all depends on what category we're in, but I'll definitely give him a run for his money.
There you go. So give us we've spoken before, but for this whole new audience. So for anyone that hasn't seen that episode when you do with me and Rob, give us a little insight to how you got involved with being in the kitchen. Where did that love of cooking come from?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm inspired by the art of it more than anything. When I was young, I used to draw a lot, into drawing contests and things like that of that nature. So when I started seeing food presented from an art standpoint, I pretty much, I geared towards it, and from there it's been a creative process.
There you go. And what, like, give us a little insight too. Like that, I know you used to work over on the East Coast. Now you're over on the West Coast. Give us a little insight to how that all came about.
Yeah, it all came about. So I used to work in corporate. I was the executive chef for the Washington Redskins football stadium at the time for like 4 seasons. I did a ton of traveling. Played up events from 16,000 3-course meals, presidential inaugurations for Obama, and it's been a journey. So I worked in corporate like 7-8 years, became exec chef, and from there I took heights off into my career into California. Came out here to raise my child, and 3 weeks later I'm interviewing and going to this celebrity, that celebrity, this stadium, that stadium. I put my resume out there and it went crazy, man.
What was your first? Let me ask you a question. Sorry to interrupt. What was What was your first job in a kitchen?
My first job in the kitchen, I was a food runner, and that's when I started seeing the dishes come out the kitchen because I was working for the USDA down in Washington D.C. and they had this big, humongous salad bar for the building, and like 70% of the staff or the employees would come down and get a salad for lunch and do things like walk the building all the time and like exercise on the job. So it was very popular. So they were going through staff a lot, and I was working for a temp agency where they needed extra hands to come down and then facilitate the salad bar. And I ended up doing an awesome job and ended up getting a full-time job. And from there, it inspired me to go into culinary school. I went into school and was working full-time in the kitchen and going to school in the evenings.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I have a question. So, Mr. Saucy Chef D, Chef to the Stars, what is the strangest eating requirement or what's the strangest request you've had from someone with a strange diet? Like,
the strangest request. So I was doing a Jewish campaign it was a Jewish event called APAC in Washington D.C. And it was this lady. She was like one of the main persons on the committee for that organization. And everywhere she had to be, I had to have a bowl of raspberries there for her because that was like pretty much the only thing she can eat. She was allergic to so many things. She just ate raspberries. And I found that very strange to be that wealthy and you eat nothing but raspberries. I'm like, this is crazy, but we're going to have those raspberries.
like the Gwyneth Paltrow with the bone broth.
Yeah.
So, what do you got planned for Coachella? Can you let us know a little secret we got going on with Coachella?
So one of the talents that's on the first week, I'm gonna be facilitating a home down there for the family. So I'll be doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for like 4 or 5 days, and I guess crazy nights when they come back off the stage and stuff like that. I'll be up 12 a.m. in the morning cooking dinner.
Yeah,
it'd be fun, crazy fun.
Any cool menu ideas you got already?
I'm gonna write some menus today, actually. You know, I kind of know what they eat. Everyone is kind of different in their own way, so I'm gonna kind of like do a spread of a variety of things that cater to each and every individual.
Now, for that late night snack, is it always junk food, or do you try and keep it healthy too?
You know, it's that type of situation where your skill set has got to like really be there because it can be anything. But just knowing the direction of food they eat in, having the house stocked up with those items is more so really your make or break because like when you can do anything, it's like, okay, cool, I got all the items for that. Let's make it happen. 30 minutes.
What's your guilty pleasure? What's your late night?
Man, my late night is really smoking a joint and going to bed to get back up in the morning.
No food then. There's no food that you go to. What's your go-to food? That's like not chef food. That's like, you know, maybe a guilty pleasure.
What can I say? I changed up so much. I said smoothie, piece of fruit.
He's healthy.
Yeah. No potato chips, no like s'mores.
I can say potato chips. If potato chips are around, I can say potato chips. I can eat a whole bag of potato chips. That can be my guilty pleasure.
Now, do you ever eat something like that, like a potato chip even, and say, I can make potato chips better? I can actually sell my own potato chips. Do you ever get like that?
You know, I thought about that. I had this when I opened my restaurant up. I had this it was like a vacuum seal machine where you can sous vide your meats and like crowd vac your meats and stuff like that for the restaurant. And the machine was built where you can make your own potato chips. Like when you make your potato chips, you'll fry them up, do whatever you do, and it's a gas that goes into the bag that preserves the potato chip. And with my rub, I thought about making my own potato chips, even to this day. So you never know, man.
We could use some Saucy D chips.
Yeah, because that rub, I don't think you had the rub, but the rub is sold out. It's a unique rub. It kind of has like brown sugar and all your rub components, so it can be like smoky, kind of like barbecue chip.
Very cool. So you know what? Before we let you go, too, I do want to talk about what we've actually discussed briefly, and I think we might have it where we might have you on periodically. Might have you on to do a little tutorials on what to make for like holidays and when and like big events. So I know we're talking about that. Hopefully, have you on again to do that.
Yeah.
So whether you can come on live and do it, which might be a little bit harder, or you want to pre-record it, whatever. But just to have you come back every once in a while and show us idiots what we can cook when we're not how to help put it in layman's terms, obviously.
Right.
You know
I mean, that makes sense. I have some products that's geared up to a lot of wonderful things, especially like gatherings, come together, things like that of the nature, like Super Bowls, championships. They call it March Madness, Thanksgiving, Friendsgivings, things like that. So totally, it's a lot of little one-off situations you can get into.
There we go.
Around that time, and 1, 2, 3, knock it out of the park and have a wow factor for friends and fam.
So we're gonna get to see Saucy Chef D quite often on the show every once in a while, dropping some kitchen knowledge on us. But so I know you said you got some new stuff in works. Do we have any idea? Can you give us any inkling of what you're looking to do with your new production?
So right now I'm talking. I go on at 11 o'clock. After I get off the podcast with you guys, I got a Zoom call with a major production company in regards to shooting a food show. They shoot a lot of food shows for the Food Network, things like that of that nature. So this is the second time I'm interviewing them. So hopefully from there we can start going into what that show look like and some production dates and start rolling on it. But it's going to happen, whatever it is. I can't really say because I don't know, but I know it's going to be dealing with food.
There you go.
So coming soon. I'm very looking forward to that because that's going to really open up a platform where all these hard work projects that I've been working on, I can kind of like start bringing them to the light of the people and aim for some global success.
And so where can we find the seasons right now?
Right now, the sauce is available. The season's sold out. I'm working with my scientists right now to kind of really reformat that recipe. But the sauce is on Amazon Prime and is on my website on Shopify.
Shopify. There you go, guys. So, Chef, I will be in touch. We'll be talking real soon. But thank you. And have fun at Coachella. You gonna be able to see any of the performances, or you gonna basically be working the whole time?
To be honest, I don't really want to be around it.
You really kind of just want to focus?
Might catch some one-off events, hit the bar. It's more of a younger crowd, and I just don't want to be caught up in that hype, man. I'd rather go make my money and come back to a more settled situation.
I get that, man. Go make the money. Chef, thank you so much for joining us. So, guys, look for Chef to be on routinely when we talk about something maybe to make for your get-togethers, your holidays. He's gonna basically and let me tell you something. The seasoning, go make sure you check out the seasoning. Go make sure you get seasoning will be back soon, but the sauce for sure. Go to Shopify, go get the sauce. Chef, thank you so much for joining us for a few minutes.
I appreciate you all, man. Have a blessed rest of the day, and man, see you all soon.
You as well.
See you, buddy.
So he'll be coming on. We talked about it earlier. We I think like around holiday times, like maybe like a couple days for the holidays, Super Bowl time, stuff like that, giving us some quick kitchen tidbits to make some cool little snacks for some get-togethers. So that'll be a lot of fun seeing him. He's got this thing, guys. It's like a lemonade drink. It's like a smoked lemonade that they haven't mass produced it yet, but it looks and sounds so that when he described it to us on our interview we did like a couple months ago, it's a smoked lemonade and it just sounds like out of this world, bro. So look for that. Yeah, look for that. Maybe we get a little twisted smoked lemonade too. I know.
Put some tequila in it.
There you go. So guys, you know what? Let's finish talking about these playing games. We got the last game we got to still talk about. Let me get my notes. OKC and New Orleans. Does this game do it for anybody, or is this another one that's kind of a little boring basketball?
Pelicans are too banged up. Like Zion gets a calf.
Never plays.
He's out for 6 months. Like what the heck? Like what's wrong with that guy? I feel like I fear this is gonna be his legacy, man. Like I want to see
AD's. It's AD's legacy. I agree. I think it's his legacy at this point. He's been in the league 3 years, and he's always hurt. He's always hurt. I think the star out of that draft is going to be Ja. I think he already is the star out of that draft. If you would have redrafted today, is Williamson even picked first? No, probably not. Right? Where would you pick Williamson now? If you redid that whole draft today, where would he get drafted?
No,
it would be Ja. Even with the issue with Ja. Say again?
Yeah. Generally, you want players to play. I think I'm not an expert in the NBA, but
yeah,
no, I think like Ja can not bring guns into a club. I think he'll be fine.
That's always a bonus. Yeah,
I mean the Pelicans were 23-12 at one point.
Yeah. That's when he was healthy.
Yeah,
that's when he was healthy.
I don't know. I think there's more to this game. I think it's going to be tight. I think Ingram's going to go off. I think Shai's going to be shy, and I think it's actually going to be quite a good game.
I think it'll be a tight game.
I'd rather watch that than the Laker game.
It's going to be an SGA game.
What?
Yeah, as most games are. I mean,
it's going to be an SGA game. By the way, that Paul George trade looks real good for the Thunder.
Yeah,
4 first-round picks and SGA. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
I mean, he's turning out to be a star right in front of our very eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was teetering on it when he was there.
But here's the thing.
He hadn't got there yet because he hadn't had the playing time.
But you can't blame the Clippers when the moment they made that trade, they needed to make that trade.
Well, they had to, otherwise they weren't going to get Kawhi.
Yeah, so they got Kawhi and Paul George in that deal, essentially. And anytime you got a chance to get Kawhi, you got to do it. Speaking of hurt bags, but
right.
Yeah, I like the Thunder. I like the Thunder to come out of this one.
I do too.
They play hard. They play hard.
You know, they're the dogs. They're 5.5 dogs. So you have them winning outright money line.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
trust
tough.
I'm the fucking world's worst gambler. So actually, I nailed all my bets in the championship game, the NCAA. So that one I was good on. But don't listen to me. That should be. Can you put that under my name on the screen? Do not take gambling advice from this idiot.
I can do that right now. Hold on. Can I do you? No, only you can do yours. I can't do yours.
Oh, okay. Well, don't listen to me. But yeah, I'm going Thunder.
Hold on. Maybe I can do this. Let me see. Does this work?
Gambling moron. Can I do it? How do I do technology?
Gambling idiot. Don't listen to him. You can actually put it like here. Watch. I'll show you. We'll take a break from our audio. I'll show you what I could do. This. Oh wait, no, I can't do it. How come I can't do it, Pat? It's supposed to have you where you can put something under your name. Am I doing it wrong?
Listen, Gene, I'm supposed to be the idiot of the show. Okay.
I know today I'm the idiot. I'll tell you, I'm so like off my game today. My head is like I'm on Claritin and all sorts of weird stuff. So like my head is like swooshing all over the place.
What kind of weird stuff?
Nothing fun. Nothing fun. It's just
come on.
Over the counter stuff. But it's I'll tell you what. There was one time I was doing an interview with somebody and I roofied myself. There was that story.
Yes, tell us that. I want to hear that story. That's better than Pelicans.
I had a really bad headache one time, and I had an interview. It was another chef. I don't remember who it was, but I remember it was something to do with cooking. And about an hour before the show, I'm like, I have a crazy headache. I need to do something. So I took some ibuprofen. So I take it, and all of a sudden I get like woozy. I'm like, there's something not right. I can't even keep my eyes open. I feel dizzy. I'm like, there's something not right. So I slept for like a half hour, got up, went into the interview, did the interview. Don't remember. As soon as the interview was over, went back to sleep. Don't even remember the interview. There you go. You did it. Did Pat do it or did Matt do it? Matt, did you do that?
Oh, I didn't do it. I'm a moron.
Patty
Also
did
a
it.
moron.
Patty must have did it. All right.
Yeah.
So then I did the interview. I don't remember one thing from it. I spoke to the lady like the next day, and I said, "Hey, listen, if I was inappropriate or anything, I have no idea." I was like, I looked at the bottle the next day because I had it the next day. I took it. This time I realized I didn't take ibuprofen. I took ibuprofen PM, but I took like 3 of them. I always take more than I'm supposed to. So I took like 3 ibuprofen PM. I should have only taken 1. And so I slept for like when I was done with the interview, I probably slept for about 12 hours, and I really like tranquilized myself. But I don't even remember the interview.
Good to know. I didn't know that existed.
No,
like,
ibuprofen PM.
You're like Leo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. He takes all the. He thinks he drove home fine. You're like, the interview went great, awesome. But really, he's like crawling on the ground, and
that's what it was, bro. That's what it was. Yeah. So the ibuprofen really, like, the PM man screwed me up. But that was what happened there.
But how was the interview though?
As it turned out, it was actually fine. She said, no, it was fine. I remember I had to listen to it after. I was like, let me listen to it. I was like, and I listened to it like cringing the whole time, but I sounded fine. I sounded a little like how I sound now. Where I'm a little off a little bit, but I wasn't saying stuff like that I shouldn't be saying. It was okay.
I shouldn't be saying all the time. It's fine.
So all right, so we got who makes noise coming out of these playing games, man? We got with the consensus we think is Miami, the consensus we think is the Lakers, and the consensus we think is New Orleans. Are we fair to say New Orleans coming out of tonight? OKC?
I'm going Thunder, but I'm in the minority.
Oh, that's right.
I'm a moron. So,
Dom, who do you got coming out of tonight? Do we lose me frozen?
He looks pensive.
I thought he was just really thinking about it, but he may have some internet issues. So, all right. So, do we have OKC or the Lakers making noise outside of the play-in?
Lakers.
Maybe the Lakers.
Definitely the Lakers.
Not OKC, unfortunately.
No, they're still. I think they're probably 1 or 2 pieces away from really being super competitive.
Yeah.
So, we lost Dom.
Yeah, we're down. We're down 1 Dom.
Yeah, he'll be back.
You can never. Yeah, you can just. The thing is, you can never bet against LeBron.
That's what it is.
Even though he's 38.
But does he
still LeBron James?
It doesn't matter. He's setting world records still.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's going to play with his son for a couple of years, so he could play till he could do it like with what's his name with Tom Brady did, where he plays till he's 45. Could he not play till he's 45 and still be effective?
Yeah,
definitely could.
One of those blast years.
But no, I think he's one of these guys who's going to play for a few more years. He's still definitely. That's what I'm saying. And he's always he's got too much pride to not play defense. Do you know what I'm saying? He's still gonna too much pride to not play defense. He's still gonna play defense. So I think that at the end of the day, he's still got some time.
Well, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't really been playing defense the last couple of years, but that's by design.
But I was saying, but not for the lack of effort, though, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he can still turn up, but he guards generally speaking the team's worst offensive player. So he can, but it's actually kind of smart because what he does is he saves energy on defense.
That's what I'm saying. Load management.
Yeah.
It's load management.
And so he can stay in the game. So it's actually pretty smart, and it's kind of what you want. So you don't want him gassed and not being able to be out there.
Exactly. So who did you have? You had OKC, Dom, or did you have the Pels?
What did I miss? I got kicked off because someone's messing with the internet. So what did I miss?
We were talking about OKC and the Pelicans. Who do you got coming out of that game? And do you think either of them can make noise in the playoffs?
Neither of them are going to make noise in the playoffs, but I see OKC coming out of that one. I want OKC to come out of that one because I do still like Shai. So I think he's a superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're not going to do anything against. I mean, the West is so loaded. They're not doing anything.
I mean, yeah, and it was the top 3 in the East. I mean, but so all right. So we got out of the 4 games, pick one team, Dom, that you think can not only get out of the play-in, but is also going to make noise in the playoffs.
I hate this because it's the fucking Lakers.
Yay! Lakers!
Katrina. But like, right? I mean, they're the only team that
they're the only team that are going to make any noise if getting out of the play-in.
Toronto could be scary for a team. I think Toronto could give team whoever they have to go up against. They'll go against.
I mean,
they'll go against Milwaukee, I guess. Yeah, they'll go against Milwaukee. They can give them some fits though. I think they win a couple of games against Milwaukee though. They're deep enough to pull a couple of games out. And with OKC and New Orleans, can they even either one of those teams? No, neither of them are going to really give any trouble. But that's what I'm saying. Like, although I do think Denver is a flawed number 1 seed, I don't think Denver is that strong of a number 1 seed. I'm not too impressed with them. Can you
Why
see?
is everyone saying this?
I don't know.
A few games I've seen Denver play when they're healthy and everyone's playing, they look fucking great. I don't get it. Why is everyone doesn't trust Denver?
For me,
fucking amazing.
For me, it's the fact that I feel like over the course of years, they have yet to really ever put together, like they've had a lot of good regular season games, seasons. Even going back to when they had Carmelo, they 2 seeds and 3 seeds, but they always are like one and done in the playoffs, even back then. So it's hard for me to see Denver really make a strong run. I know they went to like a Western Conference Finals one time with Carmelo. But it was very like ho-hum, and I feel like every time they're supposed to be doing something in the playoffs, they never do. I feel like every year it's always like they just don't put it together in the playoffs, and so it's hard for me to see them now and say, oh, I think this is the year they can turn it around. They just never do. I mean, that's as far as I can, what I've witnessed. You know what I mean? But Matt, I mean, what do you think
on the Nuggets?
Yeah, on the Nuggets. I mean, am I wrong? Are they fool's gold?
Well, here's the thing. If it's going to be Jokic's legacy, like back-to-back MVPs, it looks like Embiid has got this one locked up, and rightfully so. But he was in the mix again for another one, so that's kind of a historic run. So, but in order to like kind of be remembered in the NBA, you got to win a title. So it has to be like, I think this team has to be about, like Dom said, when they're healthy, like when Jamal Murray's on. Like, that's a pretty scary team. And just the way the offense flows so great through Jokic, like he gets everybody involved. And he's not the best defender, but when the ball's running through him, the team, if they're hitting their open shots.
He can do everything offensively you need him to do, Jokic, which is why he's an MVP caliber player every year. He can do everything. He can pass the ball. He can shoot the ball. He helps set the screens. And that's what I think. I think he's helped. I think he's part of the reason why Murray's as good as he is. Murray's as good as he is because he's got a player like Jokic taking up double teams and stuff down in the post. Allows him to do what he needs to do on the outside. But they, but like OKC or New Orleans has no shot against them, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
What do we see? Is that a sweep? Like, what's the best case scenario for that? For the
SGA can steal a game. Well,
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, the Pelicans get in, and then Zion, because if Zion comes back, that could be a problem.
Is he supposed to be back though?
He's ramping up. They put out some cryptic injury update the other day that
I think that's just hey, we might have a shot. That's all that is. I don't.
Yeah.
And even then, what can he do? He's missed almost the whole season. What can he do?
I don't even understand what this injury is. Like, it was supposed to keep him out for like a couple of weeks. It was just like a calf injury.
Yeah, and it just took all season.
I think the Nuggets, though, now I know people doubt them because of their playoff history, but they've got a better supporting cast now. They've got more veterans. They've got people that have been in the playoffs and have won in the playoffs. I don't know. I'm still confused if people write them off because they do look good when they're on. They are on. And
I get it. I'm not knocking them. I get it. They always look good every regular season, but then I feel like in the postseason they just never.
Really totally. Now they've got like Caldwell Pope. They've got Jeff Green. They've got other players that have been there and.
Aaron Gordon's been really good for them. That was a great pickup.
Aaron Gordon's been a huge pickup for them.
Jackson now, like I don't know. I see them. I'd be surprised if they don't reach the conference finals. I'd be very.
Is Michael Porter hurt?
I think
no, he's healthy now. He's back. Is he? So who do you? So let's do a little preview. I mean, we're going to be talking a little bit of preview. I think on Thursday with most of you guys too, but I know Matt, you won't be here. I don't think on Thursday. So give us your preview of the Western Conference. Who do you have in the Western Conference Finals, and then who do you have coming out of it?
Well, I'm gonna stay with fucking use your words, you idiot.
I think we're
I'm
all shot today.
I'm also playing hurt. I'm sick. I got a bit of a cough. Don't you love that when you go on vacation? Like the moment you get off the plane, you start coughing. You're like,
yeah,
fucking damn it.
It's us Americans, bro. I'm telling you, it's the U.S.
I'm gonna go Nuggets and Phoenix.
That's
not like a brave choice, but I have no idea what to expect out of Phoenix, to be honest with you. But I'm gonna err on the KD. I'm gonna err on the side of KD because he can fit into any kind of offense. Chris Paul needs a title for his legacy because he's running out of chances. But I don't know. Like again, I don't want to. Although, hey Dom, Paul George is hurt right now.
Yeah, they say he could be back mid-series, but that again, I think that's just like give everybody hope. I don't think they'd have to get through this round to come back. So I would say it's a PG list Clippers against a stacked Suns, which is not ideal.
That's not great.
I mean, Kawhi could be Batman. He's been Batman before.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily see it.
I love Kawhi forever. He brought us the title. But yeah, I'm gonna go Suns Nuggets. It's kind of chalkish, but again,
not so much. Suns I don't think it's chalk. Suns are 4 seed. That's not chalkish.
Yeah, but we're 4 seed has Kevin Durant now. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're a 4 seed, but are they a 4 seed?
They're not. They're like a 2 seed playing as a 4 right now. So, but let me tell you, here's who I got, and mine's definitely not chalk. I got the Phoenix Suns in the finals, in the West Conference Finals. But I also have Golden State. I know they look bad all year, but the same way I think about Denver, where I can't really trust them until they prove it to me, is the same way I feel about Golden State. Is they got my trust until they prove it to me that I can't trust them anymore. I have Golden State going to the finals.
That's fair. Well, Wiggins is back, right? From his.
If he's not back yet, he should be back.
Yeah, he's coming back, but
I think he is back.
Yeah. I mean, they can't win on the road. I don't know. I'm kind of out on that. I think Draymond punching a Poole was like a sign of the season to come. Because Poole's been up and down, and Klay looks like he's back, but I guess he never should bet against Steph Curry either.
That's what I'm saying. They still have that pedigree of championship, that championship pedigree. They still have it over there, man. Like,
the Kings can't play defense either, so I think they're definitely getting through the first round.
Well, and the Kings are too young. They're still a couple of years away from being a team that you really have to worry about. They haven't been.
They're a fun team to watch, though, man.
They are a very fun team to watch.
Golden State were,
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago. They really remind me of a young Golden State.
Katrina, who do you got coming out going to the finals? Who does MGM think?
I gotta say the Nuggets, but that's only because I'm a gold digger.
There you go. That's whatever reason you need. But I'll bump.
But I don't know. I like the Warriors. If they could learn how to play on the road, then they'd be great.
The road has been their Achilles heel all season. Dom, what about the Clippers? Do we see the Clippers making a run?
My heart wants it to happen, but my brain says no.
He's a realist.
So if the Lakers beat the Wolves, right? They're in. They'll play the Grizzlies, so they're in that side of the bracket. So they wouldn't necessarily. So then they would play the Suns. If they beat the Grizzlies, they'd then play the Suns. If the Suns beat the Clippers, what's the bracket? Do we have the bracket? Because I hate this. I really hate this because it's so annoying.
I don't know if they reseed. Do they reseed or no? They might reseed.
I don't know, but my point being is, if the Lakers meet the Nuggets, I see LeBron beating Jokic, so I don't see the Nuggets. I don't see the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. I hate this.
I'm happy with
that. So I don't know how that lines up, but the Suns are obviously super strong with KD. They've only played 8 games and they've won all 8 games. But who knows? Maybe, as I say, maybe Kawhi can be Batman. Maybe he can, we've got a gritty team and we can get, and we're deep. So And I'm never going to write off Ty Lue. He's an incredible coach. If anyone could do it without Paul George, I would say it would be this group of people. I don't see it happening, but I don't write off Ty Lue. I think he's awesome.
So
Yeah.
I don't. Ty Lue, I feel like, is he a guy that's been a good coach, or has he been a good coach with good players?
Both.
But
Yeah.
But like, is he a guy that does he add anything to his teams, or is he like, does he ride the coattails of the players?
No, because we've had so many injuries, and we've made. Last year we didn't make the playoffs, but with him we've played well without stars, and we've caused teams problems without stars. I think he's a really good tactician. I think he's a great coach, and more so, like if you take the fact that he's always had stars, there's a lot of different characters, let's say, and egos that he manages really well, and I think that's a huge part of it. Because players are going to do what they're going to do. Like you can only draw up so much.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think a lot of times you more imagine
the ball in their hands.
You got to manage the egos more than you do like actual stuff on the court, right? So
Yeah.
I would say with baseball managers, I think always baseball managers are the same thing. It's so much more of just managing egos, where they bat in the lineup, where they play on the field. So the same thing. You know what? Let's switch
the bullpen with baseball, which Dave Roberts cannot do to save his fucking life.
Well, Dave Roberts, that's his Achilles heel. I think has always been the bullpen, right? I mean, he's always had the squads. I'm surprised he's still there. I'll be honest. I think they should have gotten rid of him.
I don't disagree with you. I feel like him pulling pitches in World Series in like the fourth inning is, gosh, I still have nightmares about it.
Do you know who I would love to see as a manager of the Dodgers? I don't know if it would ever happen. Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi would be a good manager for you guys. He manages bullpens well. It's his strong suit.
Yeah.
But let's get into. Let's talk a little bit about the Dallas Mavericks cheating scandal. Tanking. I think we have a thing for that, but so Dallas Mavericks are in trouble. It looks like the league wants to talk to them about why they sat so many key players the other night when they had the chance to still make it in the playoffs. Katrina, we spoke about them before the show. What's your take on it?
My take on it is Daddy doesn't care about money. What are you going to do? Fine him? He doesn't care. He can pay it. Like last time he did this, he got fined what, 600 million?
600? No. 600,000.
600,000. I mean, yeah, whatever. He can afford 600 million. Anyway, 600,000 is nothing. He doesn't care. He's like, I'm printing money at home. I don't care if you want to fine me. And I think he's a billionaire attitude, and he's just like, I don't follow rules. I do what I want, and I'll buy my way out.
We lost Dom again. You know what? Pat, let's take a quick commercial break because he's having internet issues, and I also want to make sure that Nupeir has the link. So let's take the quick commercial break, and we'll pick right up.
Craving your favorite theme park treats right from the comfort of your home? Introducing MainStreetTreat.com. We bring your favorite treats right to your doorstep. Visit MainStreetTreat.com today and go ahead, treat yourself.
Happiness is addictive.
What happened? You didn't play the last one?
Take a selfie.
He was supposed to play. We were supposed to have another 30 seconds. So all right, so Nupeir has the link. He should be in about 15 minutes. Dom is having internet issues, and I realized too is some of the graphics that I have loaded. The reason why they're not popping up is they're not there anymore. So somehow they got deleted. So I apologize for nothing being for being an absolute shit show today. So I apologize. I slept a little later today because I had been sick, and I see now that I can't sleep because Patty Puddles took the day off, it seems, and nothing got done. So I apologize to everyone listening that today is a little bit of a shit show. I actually just apologize to the guys backstage on the private chat saying, hey, I apologize. I was woefully unprepared today. I'm a little sick. I'm a little under the weather. So, guys, I apologize. So let's go back into it. So let's talk a little bit. All right, so key players, Kyrie, Hardaway, Kleber, Green, Wood, all sat. Luka played for 1 quarter. Do you know why he played for 1 quarter? Because they were giving away this Slovenian scarf for like the first 3,500 people that were going to be in attendance. So basically, he kind of had to play a little bit, right? So he plays 1 quarter, then sits the rest of the game. Do we have a problem with this? Do we have a problem with what they did, tanking to not make the playoffs when they still had the chance to?
Yeah. Well, I mean, essentially, what it is it's because of their pick, right?
Well, yeah. So it's a couple of different things, right? So it's if they get
top 10 protected, so they keep the first round.
They keep it. Otherwise, it goes to the
Knicks.
Yeah, which I would have loved. So I'm pissed because I wanted that pick.
I can see it in the sense that, I mean, it kind of makes sense because I don't imagine they'll be this bad next year. I can't even believe it.
Well, they have Kyrie next year.
Fuck, I mean, who wants to sign up to play with him? Like, Mark Cuban came out the other day and said they want to re-sign him. Like, why? Like, he just torpedoed another team. He's a really good player. But Jesus Christ, him and Luka are not meshing. They're not getting along. It seems like a brutal match. Wow.
You got 2 players that play the same exact way. They both need the ball in their hands in order to basically have their offensive identity. They both need the ball in their hands. So it's like when you're the rest of the team, well, who do you go to? Who do you go through? The ball gets in their hands and it stops. So you can't have 2 guys like that on the team. Otherwise, it totally stagnates the offense. So I think that's part of the problem. But yeah, so if they would have won, they had a chance to get in the playoffs. But they were trying to secure either their top 10 pick, which would keep them from having to ship it off to my Knicks, or they would have a 4.5% chance of getting the number 1 pick to get that French phenom Wemby. I don't know if you guys have seen that kid. That kid is like insane. So I don't listen. 4.5% chance is at least a chance, but they're not going to get him. I think they did it just so they didn't have to trade the pick away. Which, if I'm the Knicks, I need there to be an investigation, especially when Cuban has been in trouble for talking about tanking before. It was in 2018. He did an interview where he talked about tanking in the league, and they find him, like as Katrina said, for $600,000, which again to him is like a drop in the bucket. The way I think you hit these teams and where you can actually like make some change happen is you attack them in the draft. They're doing it for draft picks. Well, then take away draft picks. The money doesn't matter. Like you would $600,000 for a basketball team that's worth billions is not really it's like $30 to you and me. So you hit them in the draft wallet. You take away picks for multiple years, and that's what stops it. Oh yeah, you want to finish the lottery? Go ahead, finish the lottery because you're not going to get to keep that pick. You're not going to make that pick. So I think that's where you hit these teams the hardest and where it actually works. You sit Kyrie, Hardaway, and then even Wood on a day where you need to win in order to have still a shot at the playoffs, and then sit your best player, one of the best players in the whole league, Luka Doncic. You are definitely there's no investigation needed. They were tanking. There's no investigation needed. I mean, Katrina, am I right?
No, you're right.
So what would you do if you had to make a ruling and say this is what needs to happen to them? Where do you go? What do you do to them? Is it money or is it picks?
I mean, it has to be picks because this team has unlimited money.
That's what I'm saying. NBA teams print money.
I mean, and it's not fair necessarily to dock the players because they're just probably following orders. So it's not fair to them. So you got to hit them the only way you can.
Exactly. So, Matt, what are you doing? What is the way to fix it?
Yeah, I mean, I still think the money thing will. I mean, one thing rich people don't like is losing money. So that, but again, it doesn't seem to decentivize that kind of strategy enough. So I think, I think picks is like the best way to do that. Probably.
I think it's the only way to do it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be completely honest. So, guys, we actually have Nupeir Garret in the house, and we got Dom back. Dom is still with us. There we go. Is that the guy we need to blame behind you?
No, that's my assistant. He's dealing with the internet guys. And they're just
Don't even sweat it, man. Don't even.
to disconnect you. So I'm on the hotspot now from my phone. Sorry, guys.
No, don't even sweat it. Don't even
Can't
sweat
get
it.
the stuff. Cannot get
So-
the stuff.
It's been, listen, between me and Matt being sick, your internet, Katrina's like the only one that's somewhat prepared here today.
I know nothing about sports, so here we are.
and we did mostly sports today, but we are going to get into, we're going to get into our interview real quick. So again, I hate doing so many commercials today, but we were that much of technical difficulties today. So Pat, do a short commercial. When we come back, we're going to bring in our guest Nupeir Garret.
Craving your favorite theme park treats right from the comfort of your home? Introducing MainStreetTreat.com. We bring your favorite treats right to your doorstep. Visit MainStreetTreat.com today and go ahead, treat yourself.
Oh, it's typing. There we go, guys. Let's welcome our guest Nupeir Garret from Snowfall.
Hey, how are you doing?
What's up, my man? It's been a minute, and I was hoping that you were going to make it to the end, my man. What happened?
Man,
Ricky let me down.
Oh, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Oh, spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! No.
Well, if you're not watching, then you should be watching. I know Matt didn't think they had it in Canada. He just found it, so I know he's going to be watching soon. And Katrina was like, she's all in. She's watching soon.
Yeah.
Dominic, are you getting into Snowfall yet?
I gotta do a catch up. I've been crazy busy. I've got so much stuff to catch up on, but I'm stoked for it because the premise is awesome.
It is. Now, what's it like to be part of this? Like, we're gonna get some other things too, but first, what was it like to be part of this iconic series and being part of that, like towards right to the end?
Yeah, you know what? It was just awesome. I'll say it's a blessing too, is because just for me, this is my first recurring role, just to be on this big show. I didn't know how big Snowfall really was until I started saying like, "Oh my God, I saw you!" And come to find out there was like 4 million viewers weekly, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, like we doing it here." Also, just to act with the cast, Damson Idris, Devon Nixon, a lot of heavyweights. That's in the industry for over 10 years. It just feels really good, that I'm with the big dogs and I'm holding my own, so.
Definitely. Is it weird hearing Mr. Idris speak in his native tongue than it is on his South LA accent?
It's very different. This is because he doesn't talk in his native tongue when he's on set. He doesn't.
So he's like almost like method acting.
Yeah, he's in character the entire time. Like I remember when I first came, and I was want to talk to him like, "Hey man, you doing good?" Or just something. Try to just have small talk. How people do. But then he was all like, and he just walks to the other room. Like he just stays in character. I was all like, "Oh, okay, that's what we're doing now." Okay, let me character too. So. Only when they say cut for the whole day, then you'd be like, "Oh, bro," then you start talking like, "Whoa, okay, it's a different person."
Now, did you know he was British, or did you find out when he first spoke? I never knew he was British until I heard him in an interview one time. Did you know he was British before you actually heard it?
I heard he was British, but I just never heard it for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people lose their accent and stuff like that, but him, no, it's pretty thick. It's pretty thick. Like his bodyguard, he says sometimes when he's talking fast, he can't even understand him himself. Like, "Hey man, I need you to talk in that native or the LA accent, stuff." So yeah, that's pretty cool. So
with the season finally coming to an end, do they have any ideas? Maybe obviously with you have being unceremoniously taking out a couple episodes ago. But do you know if there's any talk about doing? Sorry. But if you didn't see it already, that's on you. Do you know if there's anything that might come out spin-off wise? Are they looking to continue the story with other characters in the series?
Absolutely, the spin-off has already been announced.
Oh, I didn't catch it. What was the spin-off?
Yeah, it's with Wanda.
Really?
That's Leon's girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
So she's I guess now they're gonna go with after the crack era. now the rap era. So they're gonna segue into that, and I'm like,
Very
okay,
cool.
I don't know how specifically how it's gonna happen, but I mean the writers are great. So, but
Right,
that's
fantastic.
we don't know anything else other than it is gonna be a spinoff. But yeah, it's already in the works, and I was all like, I was hoping I would be in the spinoff.
That's right. Yeah.
I would make it. I don't think I made it.
Okay.
So when you sorry, Katrina, go ahead.
Did you know at the beginning of this season that it was going to be your last season?
I did know. Actually, you know what? I wasn't supposed to be in this many episodes, believe it or not. The casting director said, you know what, you worked really hard. You're really awesome. We love you. And you should have been gone a long time ago, but you weren't. So I'm like, well, hey, that's even better too.
We said the same thing to Matt.
Oh, yeah. The same thing, huh?
Yeah.
Well, now you're still here. There you go.
There I am.
Did you do any scenes with Buckley? Did you have any scenes?
I didn't do any scenes with Buckley. No.
All right, good. Matt actually worked with Brandon on the set of on what was it on
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch. I tell you what, we didn't get 4 million people watching that show.
You'd still be doing a show if you did. We might not have you here otherwise.
I'm not
Turner
and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch, the reboot, man. It was on Disney Plus. Him and Brandon was on that with Josh Peck.
Oh, nice.
Josh Peck,
that's right.
And you know what? Actually, I did work with him, but it was like passing by, if it's sense, because Kane got shot, right? Mm-hmm. And I was driving the car, which they cut the scene. Kane gets out the car. As soon as I drive away, that's when Buckley comes. So we never said, you know what I'm saying? So it's all like we did that scene, and he's still in his trailer, but then it gets done, then he comes, and then I kind of exit. So we were kind of just passing, but it was the same night that we worked, but we just never really formally talked like, hey, what's up? But we seen each other at the
parties.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the parties. No, I didn't go to no parties.
No parties. It was a rap season. Come on, ask me parties.
I know, man. I guess I'll make the next one. But all of the table reads. That's
right. Yeah.
That's when I said like, oh, we got dreads. Okay, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
So one thing that Katrina was really interested in, it was really intrigued by, is your dancing, man. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh man, I love to dance. I've been dancing my whole entire life. You know, I still train to this day. I teach ballet, right? Mm-hmm. So ballet, hip hop, modern, African, Caribbean, contemporary, lyrical, some tap in there.
Pretty much everything. I think you named all of the styles.
Yeah, it's all like if there's a style out there that I don't know, I'm going to try it. And also that's why I like boxing, because to me it's another choreography. 1, 2, 3, upper, move. You know, so it's like, yeah, I've been doing it since I was in third grade. I've been performing. You know,
is that how you got into acting, through dance?
Actually, just both coincided. So there was in third grade there was a play called Express Yourself. It was after school program, right? And then I got to dance and act, and I was like, whoa, this is so cool. So then I started doing it in church all the way until I got to college. So then when I got to college, I was like, well, time for me to buckle down and get a real job, like, or major, right? And I was in communications, and I had to take theater. You know, it was, you know, a prereq or just a general education. I was like, I could do this for a living.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna do it. So, but actually, know what, dance, I'll say, does help my acting, because it's kind of the same flow if you think about it. Like, you have to really get into character. You know, same thing with dance. You know, it is all about a character. Like, we doing Broadway and stuff like that. So, yeah, and also for Snowfall, this was, I would say, my most challenging role, because I'm not smiling. I smile for a living, right?
Yeah.
Ricky does not. No. Not at all. So
I liked how they opened up your character a little bit this year, though. I thought this season, which is like what you said, probably when they said they wanted to keep you around a little bit longer, was what it was. They probably did some rewrites, because I felt like they opened up to your character a little bit more this year.
Yeah, they did. Because remember the first time I was in season 5. Season 5, episode 6, and all I said was "go ahead." That was the only thing I said for that line. You know, I tried to take up so much space. I walked up, looking around. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, put as much.
You're gonna remember me.
Yeah, exactly. Right in those 2 lines. But just like you said, is this season they started giving me a lot more lines, and I'm like, okay, this is, you know what I'm saying? So I was really grateful for that. You know,
was it a little good?
And because this is the first time you were doing it recurring, right?
Yeah.
And so that was I kind of had a similar experience where I never really had a chance to I had never really had a chance to sculpt the character through a whole season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that must have been a fun experience for you, that because you had a taste of the show, and then it's like, okay, I'm in this season, I'm in X amount of episodes. What do I want to do with the character?
That's exactly what I went through. Believe it or not, this whole time I was going through a lot of imposter syndrome, if you think about it, because I have all these big actors and it's just me. And, and they gave me this character that I got to develop. And now that I'm giving more lines and I'm like, okay, what should I do? What should I do?
Yeah.
But then again, it was all I just got to stay true. So then I just kept doing the backstory and, just kept going after it. And I think it was the first episode when I was talking with Franklin, the director. That was the most nervous I've ever been. But then again, I learned I was very fully prepared because he threw everything at me. He was all like, cut, do it again. Don't do that stuff with your face. Next time, add this word. Do this, do that, do this. And I was all like, oh my God. But I just kept going through it, right? I mean, just being the trained actor. And I was all like, okay, I can do this. So then I was able to just be more free. And actually, I asked Damson and Devon, I was all like, should I act like this? And I was actually asking pointers because, when you're in class all the time, people always giving you pointers. But when you get on set, you bring the character. Can't nobody tell you anything. That was all like, I can't give you that answer because your relationship with Franklin is completely different than mine. And I'm like, so I'm free to actually create. So ever since then, I would say episode 3, then I was all like, let me dive deep and just go for it. You know what I'm saying? So first I was very timid. Like, I don't want to do anything wrong in a sense. Right. And I guess that's just, just being green. But the more you do it, I guess I just started being more comfortable into the character. Now I get how characters grow over time, from first season to 5 seasons to 5th season. So it was good.
So you said Damson Idris. He actually he directed a few episodes?
No, not Damson. No.
Oh, you said Franklin. Was that? I thought you meant. Go ahead.
No, Franklin. So episode 3, I was inside of the house with Kane and Franklin, right? So it was us 3. He was inside of the bed, and then I'm just getting mad at Franklin talking about, our product is slow. So I wasn't sure, like, should I give the line this way? Should I give the line this way? And I'm going to him because, he's the star of the show. He must know just how should I act? I didn't even ask the director. I'm gonna ask them, right? And I'm like, you must know. And it's all like, no, don't ask me. No, you let me know, right? And I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of got that vibe and that feeling,
Was that the scene where he puts the guy on the grill? Is that scene?
No, that was episode. Was that all? I know that one was a good one. That was 4. I think that was the same episode.
Okay, that was a good scene because it's not. You don't really see Franklin Saint as this guy who's just ruthless. Like he has to be, but you don't very often see him pull the trigger because he doesn't need to, right? So when you see him actually grab a guy and throw his face on the grill, you're like, wow, that's not the Franklin Saint we've kind of seen for 6 seasons. And even the scene where it ends I think it ends episode 6 or 7, where they're at Jerome's funeral and Jerome's wife, widow, goes, you're the devil. And he just sits and he goes, you know what, you're right. I am. And it's not something you can really expect to come out of Franklin Saint's mouth, but it's like he kind of embraces now this gangster that not only who he's becoming, but he kind of who he needs to be able to survive all this.
That's definitely it. And you could just tell that he has a nice arc. Is because you remember in the first season, he was all this nice kid that just wants to learn the ropes. And now in season 6, he's just ruthless about it. Like, just like you said, putting his hand. I remember when I was filming it, even though I was still like, oh, that is just, oh my God. Like,
it was vicious.
Filming, you know what I'm saying? I was all like, that's pretty ruthless right there. Right. Because he wasn't doing that at first. So yeah, he says, I gotta be the devil. I mean, 73 million, especially when he took out what's his name's father. That was tough.
Yes, Teddy's dad when Teddy was playing against the money. What about the working? Did you get to do any episodes where I know Joseph Amin, Jerome's character, also in real life actually directed a few episodes. Did you get to work with him as a director at all?
No, I passed away. So me and Jerome,
you were already up on that?
Me and Jerome passed away at the same episode, and then right after that, that's when he got direct.
Oh, that was his first episode as a director. He didn't do any earlier than that. Oh,
Nothing.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool, right? I was all like, because on his Twitter, he was all like, the character dies out, but the actor still lives on, in his directing debut. And I was like, that is really cool out here.
That's very cool. So are we gonna cry? I think we have 2 episodes left, right? Is that what it is at this point?
Well, I think they're on 9 right now. Right.
So we have
one more.
We're gonna try. We're gonna try it.
Man, a lot of stuff is happening. I feel like it's a season finale every episode after episode 5. Like somebody's dying, somebody's getting hit. It's a lot going on.
But is this the episode? Because I'm gonna tell you, as much as you started to not like Jerome's character towards the with season 6 because of all the stuff that he had to do, he became the antagonist. You still were like when he finally went, because you sort of turn a little bit like he was going to leave. He wanted to move away.
Yeah.
And so you thought maybe that, all right, so maybe he can broker peace. And then for when he's not there anymore, it was really sad to see this character from season 1 and really fall in love with that character all the way up to season 6, and then have him taken. It was definitely a bittersweet moment. You knew with what was going on, you kind of knew he probably wouldn't make it, but still very it was still very sad.
Oh, it was heck of sad. Like, first, he was getting irritated, but as soon as that episode where he was like, we a dying breed, and he throws a pager in the trash can, he started drinking, it was going downhill from here. Because then again, you start seeing him as, the original uncle that you fell in love with, because the money did change him and he knew it. And he was all like, okay, now you can see that. And the fact that for me, he was on his way out, had his bags packed.
Yeah.
And then Franklin called him to come back, and he just goes and dies. I was like, damn it.
Louis was the real gangster out of the couple, though. Louis the real gangster.
Absolutely. Louis is the mastermind. I was all like, oh, Louis is just something else, right?
You could see from first episodes where she was the one who really kind of engaged the whole cocaine business. She was the one who got Franklin, where we because remember, Jerome passed it up. Jerome said that we're not doing this.
Yeah.
She showed up at Franklin's house and was kind of like, let's set this up. And then he saw what all the stuff that could come from it, and I think more like his love for Louis is why he just rolled with it at that point.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you could tell, like Louis, she always, I wouldn't say she was a mastermind, but just like she said, was everybody passed her up because she was a junkie or before then. So you want a prominence, so she ain't letting that go. So I understand her character, like she got to do what she got to do. But that's stepping on a lot of toes along the way.
Yes.
Even family too. So Louis' character, I was really mad, I mean, that's good writing too, just to be mad. I was all like, especially loving. But now I was all like, oh, Louis gotta go. Right? That's what everybody's saying. Hashtag Louis gotta go.
So what do we got coming up next for you, Mr. Garrett?
Yeah.
Man, you know what? I'm always auditioning, staying creative. I have did something. I can't talk about it just yet, but it's voiceover.
Really? A little animation?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna say it's voiceover. It's different. It's different this time. Yes, NDA. I can't really talk about it, but I got that in the works. But also, I want to. I'm in auditioning, for some movies and stuff like that, but nothing in the works yet. But the only thing in the works is something that is a voiceover that I can't say.
That you can now. Can you come back and please, when you're ready to announce it, let us know. We have you back on to plug it, whatever it is. I'm excited. I need to know what it is, man.
Oh yeah, let me tell you. Hold on. Let me just
whisper real quick.
Yeah, let me whisper in the ear real quick.
Do you still do theater?
Oh no, but I love it. Anytime I get to, I will. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like theater is just live expression. It's all like you never know what's gonna happen. Yeah. Something's always gonna go. It's every night is different, right? It's just live performance. You get to see the interaction. The thing about when you film, you get gratitude, but like months long after it's been filmed. But as soon as you perform, like then you just feel the energy. I'm like, oh, well, wait for this one. For me, I love theater. Yeah, I definitely want to go back to it.
Do you definitely like you could see yourself doing theater? Even if you had to pick between film and theater, what would it be?
The pay's the same?
Money, take money out of the equation. Yeah, money out of the equation.
Exactly. That's a big thing. So I would say I think I would do Broadway then.
Really?
Definitely, is because I like to create, I like to perform and dance. As you see, Ricky didn't dance at all. He didn't move nothing.
Ricky didn't even look like he had any rhythm at all. Ricky was too serious all the time. He was
serious. Man, that was tough for me, man. Just it's all like I wanted to crack a smile even between takes, but I was like, no, you gotta stay here. There's nothing funny about any of this.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely like to do theater because then I can just be melodramatic and animated and all, just be me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I feel you. All right. Well, we'd love to have you back when you can announce what you're doing with this voiceover stuff. So promise you'll come back when you're doing that.
Absolutely, I'll be here.
My man. And then so guys, make sure you check out one episode left this Thursday. It's on FX, or as I watch it, always on Hulu. But make sure you go check out. We have one episode left. Go see how it's going to end. We're all going to cry together, Nupeir. But thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it.
No problem. And also, I just want to make sure next week is the last episode.
So
we have one. I just want to clear that up. People are like, hold on, this man's on the show and he gave me the wrong dates.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me.
All right. So we have 2 episodes left.
2 episodes, yeah.
2 episodes. You threw me off when you said that. All right. I thought it was 2 episodes. If you remember correctly, I said 2 episodes.
You did
left.
say that. You did say that.
So I might have a head cold, but I remember that at least. So guys, 2 episodes left. We're gonna cry together. Make sure you go watch it Thursday nights on FX, or like as I like to watch it on Hulu. Katrina, Matt, and Dom have some catching up to do, so we can all watch these episodes together.
I'm caught up. Listen, I'm in the know.
Come on,
Katrina. See, Katrina's already there.
Nice.
Right.
I mean, you just ruined a lot. So
I didn't ruin it. That's how good this show is.
And then watch it.
Imagine how good this show is if I didn't ruin it. It's still that good. I'm telling you,
exactly.
It's that good. You're gonna want to watch it, guys. Go make sure you check it out. 2 Thursdays left. Go check out Snowfall on FX. Nupeir, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll speak to you soon.
Thank you for having me. Y'all have a good one.
We'll get to a short commercial break, and then we're gonna come back and wrap it up.
Craving your favorite theme park treats right from the comfort of your home? Introducing MainStreetTreat.com. We bring your favorite treats right to your doorstep. Visit MainStreetTreat.com today and go ahead, treat yourself.
Happiness is addictive. Passionate about spreading laughter and creating smiles worldwide. Happiness is addictive. Brings our global community together through humor, optimism, cheer, hopefulness, and merriment. Happiness is addictive. Happiness is addictive.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode. Tomorrow we got coming up. We're going to talk a little of the future of the Star Wars franchise. We're going to be recapping tonight's playing games. We'll also talk a little bit more about the ones that are on tomorrow night, and we'll also be talking about the new Osaka series coming to Disney Plus in the Star Wars universe. We're also going to discuss the MTV Movie and TV Award nominations. Katrina, I want to hear some fully detailed stuff on these awards because I know you're excited about that. But guys, any last words? Let's go around the horn. Dom, last words for the day.
Buy better internet.
Get internet people in when you're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
I apologize. No, everyone have a great day, and be nice.
We'll see you on Thursday, my man. And Matt, what do you got? Last words.
Last words. I want to watch Snowfall now. I love crime shows, and that's kind of right up my alley. You kind of fucked me a little bit because I know Nupeir's dead, but
dude, I'm telling you, you're gonna still love it. You're gonna still love it. It's that good of a show.
Is it like the American Top Boy?
What's that?
Is it like the American Top Boy?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
it's a British show.
Yes,
awesome.
I don't. It's on BBC or something like that. I haven't seen it.
Like
yeah.
Netflix game.
Oh, all right. I'll have to check it out. I'll check it out.
Cowboy was awesome. But yeah, no, I got nothing. I'm on vacation. I got nieces around. I'm sick. It's great.
Uncle Matt's gonna be Uncle Matt for the next couple of days. All right.
Yeah, all my brothers went golfing today. I skipped the golf to work with you guys.
I appreciate that.
Dedication.
And when are you back on again this week? Is it tomorrow or Thursday? What is it again?
I'm not on tomorrow. Am I on Thursday?
I think it's Thursday, Friday. I think you have
Thursday, Friday.
Yeah. So we'll see Matt on Thursday. Oh, you're right. It is because it's me, Matt, Dom, and Nigel Downer on our Thursday show. So no chicks allowed on Thursdays, Katrina. I'm sorry.
Boys club. Boys only.
Boys only. Katrina, last words for the day.
Go Lakers.
Go Lakers. There you go. Guys, for Katrina, for Matt, for Dom, I apologize for Dom's internet. I apologize for my head cold. Matt's a little under the weather. Katrina is the only one here that was ready to go. So, Katrina, thank you so much. But, guys, for Katrina, Matt, and Dom, I'm Gene FitzMagic. Have a great day, a bit of tonight, and we will see you tomorrow.
That's the pop-off for today, folks. Thank you to all of our listeners, as well as our producers, Patty Puddles and Fareed Kameo. And make sure you tune in tomorrow to hear what these hooligans will pop off about next.